Welcome back. Welcome back to another half-hour segment, this time with one student. Every third segment of 25 minutes, it's just me and a student alone. And it's Blanca. You know Blanca, I believe. She started a few days ago and she's still with me. Me aguanta hasta ahora. Okay, she's still with me. So Blanca, would you rather live in Paris or in Rome?
Neither of them.
Well, if you had to choose, would you rather live in Paris or in Rome?
If I had to choose, I would rather living in Rome.
Live in Rome. If you had to choose, would you rather live in Shanghai or in Beijing?
I would rather live in Shanghai.
If you had to choose, would you rather live in Texas or in Santander?
I would rather live in Santander.
That's very nice. Okay, I mean Texas, okay? But Santander is very nice. If you had to choose, would you rather drink water every day or wine every day?
I would drink water. I would rather drink water every day.
Would you rather have €1,000,000 or £1,000,000?
I would rather have £1,000,000.
Why? Yeah? Ask me.
Why would you rather?
No, ask me if I would rather have €1,000,000 or £1,000,000.
Would you rather have £1,000,000 or €1,000,000?
Euros.
Euros.
I'd rather have £1,000,000. Ask me why.
Why would you rather have £1,000,000?
Because £1,000,000 are worth more. More.
More than euros.
Okay, what's the name of the Chinese currency?
Yuan.
Yuan. Okay, would you rather have €1,000,000 or €1,000,000?
€1,000,000. I would rather have €1,000,000.
Why?
Because it's worth more.
Worth more.
Worth more.
Worth.
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 Worth more.
Okay, now, would you rather be a television star or a radio star?
Neither of them.
If you had to choose, estas son preguntas hipotéticas.
Okay.
Tienes que elegir. Would you rather be a radio star or a television star?
I would rather be a radio star.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
ask me if I would rather be a TV star or a radio star.
Would you rather be a TV star or a radio star?
The same. I would rather be a radio star. It's more fun than TV star. The TV, people are watching. It makes me nervous, okay? Ask me if I would rather be 2 meters 20 or 1 meter 60.
Would you rather be 2 meter 20?
2 meters.
2 meters 20 or 1 meter 20?
No, 1 meter 20, no. I'd rather be 2 meters 20.
Yes.
Now, ask me if I would rather be 2 meters 20 or 1 meter 60.
Would you rather be 2 meters 20 or 1 meter 60?
Honestly, I think I would rather be 1 meter 60. Okay?
Oh, yes?
Yeah.
It's too short.
But 2 meters 20 is too tall. Come on. Now, would you rather be 2 meters tall or 1 meter 60?
I would rather be 1 meter 60.
Would you rather be 2 meters tall or 1 meter 40?
I would rather be 1 meter 40.
All right. Would you rather have big, big feet or big hands?
I would rather have big feet.
Okay.
You can hide.
You can hide them.
Yes,
Hide them.
you can hide them.
All right. With their hands? No, you have to do like this. Okay. Now, would you rather have 3 eyes, 1 here, 2 here, and 1 in the back of your head, or 3 arms?
I would rather have 3 arms.
Arms?
Arms.
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 Good. Would you rather speak perfect English or perfect French?
I would rather speak perfect English.
Would you rather know 10 languages or understand 10 philosophers?
I would rather know 10 languages.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Would you rather speak English perfectly or have $1,000,000?
I would rather speak perfect English.
Está bien, pero has cambiado, pero lo has dicho muy bien. Has dicho preferiría tener un inglés perfecto en vez de hablar el inglés perfectamente. Okay, I would rather speak English perfectly or I would rather speak perfect English. Ask me if I would rather speak perfect French or have $1,000,000.
Would you rather speak perfect French or have €1,000,000?
I would rather speak perfect French. Yeah. €1,000,000 probably wouldn't change my life. It would help me a lot in certain ways, of course. But knowing French perfectly would be una gozada. It would be a tremendous satisfaction. I would enjoy traveling around France, talking with the people, which is not easy. The French people are usually not easy. But still, I think knowing French is worth $1 million. Okay? And I would pay. If you gave me a pill that I take with water that gives me perfect French, I would pay $1 million. I don't know if I could get the money. I would need to go to the bank and ask the banker, say, Juanjo, my banker, I need $1 million. And he said, let's see, $1 million, that's 740,000 euros. Well, Richard, what do you need it for? To buy a pill. I said, to buy a pill? Comprar una píldora, ¿para qué? To know French. They tell me there's a magic pill now that gives you a perfect language. In this case, perfect French. And so this pill, if I take it, and after 30 minutes it takes effect, then I speak perfect French for the rest of my life. Okay? Do you think that pill is worth $1 million?
Yes, it is.
For French?
Yes.
Would you buy the pill?
I wouldn't.
Do you need French?
I don't need it.
Okay, fine. But ask me if I would pay $1 million for a Chinese pill.
Would you pay $1 million for Chinese
for
a Chinese pill?
If I had the money, yes. Or if I had access. Si tuviera. If I had access to the pill, I would, to the money, to buy the pill, yeah, I would buy a Chinese pill. Ask me if I would spend the same money for a Russian pill.
Would you spend the same money for Russian pill?
For a
Russian pill?
Yes, I would. Would you like to speak Russian?
No, I wouldn't.
Come on, if I gave the pill to you for free, would you take it?
Yes, of course.
You would. Okay, look, I have a Russian pill in my pocket here. Okay, I'll sell it to you. I'll sell it to you for 10,000 euros. Would you pay, esto es condicional, pagarías, would you pay 10,000 euros to speak perfect Russian?
No, I wouldn't.
That's me.
Would you pay 10,000 euros?
Euros.
10,000 euros to speak
perfect
Russian?
Yes, I would. Sin pestañear. Without blinking an eye.
Without blinking an eye.
Decimos en inglés sin parpadear un ojo. Without blinking an eye. Y siempre en singular. Without blinking an eye, I would pay 10,000 euros in exchange for a pill to give me perfect Russian. Without blinking an eye. All right? It's worth a lot, in my opinion. It would be very nice. And I could read Tolstoy and Dostoevsky in the original. That would be una gozada. That would be a tremendous satisfaction for me. Ask me if I would pay 10,000 euros to speak perfect Turkish.
Would you pay 10,000 euros to speak perfect Turkish?
Yes, I would. Yeah, yes, I would. Listen, I'm going to speak to the camera for a moment. Voy a hablar con el público un momento, okay? Blanca is mispronouncing. Mispronounce is mal pronunciar. Pronunciar mal. Euros. La divisa europea. El euro. But Blanca is Chinese. She's been living in Spain for many years, so she speaks perfect Spanish, and I assume, I don't know, she speaks perfect Chinese. However, when she speaks English, she doesn't pronounce euro right, and when you speak English, you don't pronounce euro right either. Euro, 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 euro. This is my book, my pen. Okay? Imagina que tengo aquí una letra O, que también es mío. Esta O es mía. It's my O. My O. My microphone, my book, my pen, my O. Y tú tienes lo mismo en casa. Tienes tu micrófono, tu libro, tu boli y tu letra O. Ahí, lo veo en tu mesa ahí, al lado de la cama. Okay, so, my microphone, your microphone. My pen, your pen. My O, euro, 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 euro. Euro, euro. Es una Y. Euro. 1 euro, 2 euros, 3 euros. Okay? So remember, my O, euro. My pen, your pen. My book, your book. Mayo, euro. Y mayo suena como el mes de mayo, pronunciado por un extranjero en español. Mayo. I was born in mayo. Yo nací en mayo. Euro. Okay? So, all right. Normally, every day, do you spend euros or yuan?
I spend euros.
All right. Is 1 euro worth more than 1 yuan?
1 euro is worth 10 yuans.
10 yuans. Be careful with your shoes, okay?
Okay.
All right, now. Okay, now, ask me if I would rather live in Paris or in Rome.
Would you rather live in Paris or Rome?
I would rather live in Rome, although I like Paris very much. Ask me why I would rather live in Rome.
Why would you rather live in Rome?
Rome is the eternal city. I like the history in Rome better than in Paris, and the climate is better too than in Paris. Ask me if I would rather be poor in Spain or rich in Alaska.
Would you rather be poor in Spain or rich in Alaska?
I'd rather be rich in Alaska. Yeah, okay. Ask me if I would rather work for a Spanish company or a multinational.
Would you rather work for a Spanish company or for a multinational?
I'd rather work for a multinational. Ask me if I'd rather own a Picasso or a Sorolla.
Would you rather own a Picasso or Sorolla?
I would rather own a Picasso. Ask me why.
Why would you rather own a Picasso?
Because if I owned, why would I rather own a Picasso? Blanca, if I owned a Picasso, I could sell it and buy 2 Sorollas. You understand? I prefer Sorolla, personally. And so I would buy a Picasso first. And then the following day, I would exchange it or trade it. Trocar, trueque. I would trade it for 2 Sorollas or 3 Sorollas. Normally, a Picasso painting is worth more on the international market, art market, than a Sorolla. Personally, I prefer Sorolla. I think it's worth more in value for me because of my personal gustos.
My personal tastes.
Como gusto.
Yes.
All right, my personal tastes. Ask me if I would rather be a famous inventor or a famous musician.
Would you rather be a famous musician or inventor?
Con V.
Or an inventor.
Con V.
Inventor.
Eso. I would rather be a famous musician. Ask me if I would rather be blind or deaf.
Would you rather be blind or deaf?
Blind.
Blind or deaf?
I'd rather be blind. Ask me why.
Why would you rather be blind?
Because if I were blind, I could continue teaching. I could continue my profession. If I were deaf, I couldn't. Okay, ask me if I would rather work as a policeman or as a fireman.
Would you rather work as a policeman or as a fireman?
I'd rather work as a fireman. And you? Would you rather work as a policewoman or a firewoman?
A policewoman.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Would you rather be married to a policeman or to a fireman?
I would rather to...
No.
I would rather married.
No, excuse me, escucha. Estar casada con. Would you rather be married, would you rather be married to a policeman or to a fireman?
I would rather be married to a fireman.
Really?
Yes.
But you would rather be a policeman, a policewoman?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, would you rather be ugly and rich or attractive and poor?
I would rather be an intelligent.
That's not the choice. I'm sorry. Eso no vale, eh? Would you rather be ugly and rich or attractive and poor?
I would rather be rich and ugly.
Okay. Okay. Would you rather marry a man who is attractive and poor or ugly and rich?
I would rather marry to a...
Marry.
I would rather be married.
Oh, no, escucha. Mira, estar casada con is to be married to.
Yes.
Pero casarse con is to marry.
Yes.
Nada más, sin otra preposición. Marry me, cásate conmigo.
Okay.
Me casé con ella. I married her. Okay. Would you rather marry? Oh, what's so funny? These strange options?
Yes.
Would you rather marry an attractive poor man or an ugly rich man?
It's very difficult.
Come on. For me, it's very clear. Ask me if I would rather marry an attractive poor woman or an ugly rich woman.
Would you rather marry an attractive and poor woman or a rich and ugly woman?
I would rather marry an attractive and poor woman, for sure. I could not marry an ugly person. Well, some ugly people are not ugly. They have a lot of attractiveness. But ugly in every way, no. No way. To marry, you have to live with that person. Come on. Okay. Now, ask me if I would rather own my own, or ask me if I would rather own a business or work in a big company.
Would you rather own a business or work for a company?
I would rather own a business, my own business, okay? Ask me if I would rather be an English teacher or a computer programmer.
Would you rather be an English teacher or a computer programmer?
I would rather be an English teacher, of course. Ask me if I would rather be a heavy smoker, constantly smoking, 2 packs a day, for example. Ask me if I would rather be a heavy smoker or a heavy drinker.
Would you rather be a heavy smoker or a heavy drinker?
It's clear, I would rather be a heavy smoker. And you?
Of course.
Yeah, drinking too much is not very interesting. Ask me if I would rather be an eagle or an elephant.
Would you rather be an eagle or an elephant?
Águila o elefante. I would rather be an elephant. And you? Would you rather be an eagle or an elephant?
I would rather be an eagle.
An eagle.
An eagle.
Un eagle.
No.
Higuera. Or an eagle.
An eagle.
All right, okay. So you'd rather be an eagle. I would rather be an elephant. Ask me why.
Why would you rather be an elephant?
Because life is easier for elephants. Eagles' life is tough. It's very lonely. They spend time flying. But they're not flying because they enjoy flying. They're flying and looking for mice and other little animals constantly. And elephants just walk to the water. They have that long trunk into the water. They don't need to bend down. They need to make no effort. And it's an easy life. Elephants. And they work there in teams and in families and in groups. And they protect each other. An eagle's life is very lonely. Okay? So I would rather be an elephant. All right, but you would rather be an eagle. Ask me if I would rather have a kilo of gold or a kilo of diamonds.
Would you rather have a kilo of gold or a kilo of diamonds?
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
Diamonds are forever. I'd rather have a kilo of diamonds. Ask me why.
Why do you rather have...
Why would you?
Why would you rather have a kilo of diamonds?
Because a kilo of diamonds is worth more than a kilo of gold. Okay. Ask me how much a kilo of gold is worth.
How much does a kilo...
How much is?
How much is a kilo of
gold
worth?
I really don't know. Ask me how much an ounce of gold is worth. How much?
How much ounce?
Una onza.
How much ounce?
How much is an ounce of gold?
How much is an ounce of gold worth?
Worth.
Worth.
An ounce of gold is worth around $600. 500 euros, an ounce of gold. Ask me how many ounces there are in a pound.
How many ounces are there in a pound?
There are 16 ounces in a pound. Ask me how many pounds there are in a kilo.
How many pounds are there in a kilo?
There are 2.2 kilos in a pound. No, 2.2 pounds in a kilo. So ask me how many ounces there are in a kilo.
How many ounces are there in
Ounces.
How many ounces are there in a kilo?
Well, if there are 16 ounces in a pound and 2.2 pounds in a kilo, there are about 35 ounces in a kilo, or 36 ounces in a kilo. That's a lot of money in 1 kilo. All right, so a kilo of gold is worth a lot of money. All right. And knowing English is worth a lot of money, too.
Yes.
Is knowing Turkish worth a lot of money?
Not as much as English.
Not as much as English. Okay, translation list. Blanca, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. This is list number 29. ¿A dónde vas los sábados?
Where do you go on Saturdays?
All right. ¿Sabe ella dónde estás?
Does she know where you are?
Ask me if my wife knows where I am.
Does your wife know where you are?
Yes, she does. Ask me if my wife knows where you are.
Does your wife know where I am?
Yes, she does. Ask me if she knows who you are.
Does she know who I am?
Yes, she does. Ask me if she knows where you're from.
Does she know where I'm from?
Yes, she does. Okay, now, the director of this program, okay, is Luis. Ask me if Luis knows where you're from.
Does Luis knows?
No.
Yes. Does Luis know where I'm from?
Yes, he does. Ask if he knows where you live.
Does he know where I live?
No, he doesn't. Ask him if he knows how long you've been in Spain.
Does he know how long I have been in Spain?
No, he doesn't. Ask me if I know how long you've been in Spain.
Do you know how long I have been in Spain?
Yes, I do. Yes. Ask me if I know how much money you earn every month.
Do you know how much money I earn every month?
No, I don't. Ask me if I know what your husband's name is.
Do you know what's my husband's name? Do you know what my husband's name is?
Repeat.
Do you know what my husband's name is?
I don't know. I don't think I know. Or I don't remember. Ask me if I know what your children's names are.
Do you know what my children's names are?
Names.
Names are.
No, I don't. Ask me if I know how much water is in this glass.
Do you know how much water there is in your glass?
Yes, I do. All right. Ask me if I know how many lists there are in this book.
Do you know how much lists?
No.
Do you know how many lists there are in the book?
Yes, I do. Ask me how many.
How many lists
Are there?
are there in this book?
In this book, there are 30 lists. Ask me if I know how old my wife is.
Do you know how old your wife is?
Yes, I do. Ask me.
How old is your wife?
She's 2.5 years younger than me. Ask me if I know where my wife lives.
Do you know where your wife lives?
Yes, I do. Ask me where.
Where does she live?
She lives with me in my house, in our house. Ask me if I know how much money I have in the bank.
Do you know how much money you have in the bank?
Yes, I do. How much?
How much money do you have in the bank?
I'm not going to tell, but not enough to stop working, okay? And ask me if I know how many languages you speak.
Do you know how many languages I speak?
Yes, I do.
How many languages do I speak?
I think you speak 2 languages, is that correct?
Yes.
Ask me if I know how many children you have.
Do you know how many children I
Children.
have? Do you know how many children I have?
Yes, I do.
How many children do I have?
You have 2 children. Ask me if I know where you live.
Do you know where I live?
Yes, I do.
Where do I live?
You live in the north of Madrid. Ask me if I know where my sister lives.
Do you know where your sister lives?
Yes, I do.
Where does she live?
She lives in Colorado. Ask me if I know how long she's been living there.
Do you know how long she has been living there?
Yes, I do.
How long has she been living there?
She's been living there for 30 years. Ask me if I know what the capital of Australia is.
Do you know what's the what capital?
No.
No,
escucha. Ask me if I know what the capital of Australia is.
Do you know what the capital of Australia is?
Yes, I do.
What's the capital of Australia?
Australia.
Australia.
Canberra. Canberra in español. Canberra. Ask me if I know what the capital of South Africa is.
Do you know what capital?
Ask me if I know what the capital of South Africa is.
Do you know what the capital of South Africa is?
Yes, I do.
What's the capital
What's the capital
of South Africa?
Pretoria is the capital of South Africa. Ask me if I know what the capital of the Netherlands is.
Do you know what the capital is Netherlands?
Of the Netherlands?
Of the Netherlands is?
Holland? Yes, I do.
No, Amsterdam.
What's the capital?
What's the capital
of
Netherlands?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
Is the capital of the Netherlands, but el sede de gobierno, the seat, como asiento de gobierno, se dice. The seat of government is in The Hague, La Haya, but the capital is Amsterdam. Ask me if I know what the capital of Germany is.
Do you know what the capital of Germany is?
Pero una pregunta, por favor. Tiene una entonación.
Okay.
Do you know what the capital of Germany is? Repeat.
Do you know what the capital of Germany is?
Yes, I do.
What's the capital of Germany?
Berlin.
Okay.
All right. And ask me if I know where you are now.
Do you know where I am now?
Yes, I do.
Where am I?
You're in front of me in this television studio. Ask me if I know what I'm going to do now.
Do you know what are you going to do? Do you know what you are going to do now?
Claro. La pregunta es, do you know? Ahí está la interrogación. El resto de la frase va como si fuera en afirmativo. Ask if I know what I am. No, am I? Ask if I know what I'm going to do now.
Do you know what you are going to do now?
Yes, I do.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to stop the program. Ask me why.
Why are you going to stop the program?
Because you're making too many mistakes.
I'm sorry.
No, you're doing very well. I'm going to stop the program because it's time to stop for a few minutes to take a break. But we'll be back, okay? I'll be back. Because the next program, I think I'm going to be alone. I'm going to kick you out. But we'll be back. Myself or myself with Blanca, we'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes, so stay with us and don't go away. Thank you.